Hello, guys and gals, me Mudahar, and today is a great day. Today is one of the best days. You know why it's one of the best days? Because as a gamer, ooh boy, we are eating good today. Now, one of my oldest videos, dude, was like Metroid SAX Infection. Haunted gaming, reading that creepypasta. Oh boy, getting really scared watching this. As a Metroid fan, let me tell you something right now. Metroid is like the fourth abandoned child of like Nintendo. It's like, they like their Zeldas, the Mario, the Pokemon, and us Metroid fans, I just feel lucky when we get acknowledged, all right? That's pretty much what it is. So Metroid Prime 4 is a game that's been in like development heck for a long time. And let me tell you, today I'm looking at actual gameplay of it. Oh boy! Now, before we blow our loads real quickly, I want to just go over what happened. So there's a Nintendo Direct, and I'll tell you right now, I think Microsoft and Nintendo have like a beef with each other. They're trying to like one up right now. It's like you got Microsoft who are like, yeah, we got some games of the event. Let's talk about these banger games, and Nintendo's like, no, let me just absolutely demolish you. And Nintendo showed some banger stuff. So I want to start off with the stuff that interested me the most. Now, one of the things that I got really blown away by was this Danganronpa style game, which is the 100-line Last Defense Academy. Now, you might be like, whoa, Muda with the anime games? I'm not the biggest anime fan, but I love me Danganronpa to the point where if you give me any game in a similar style or world and similar gameplay, I will be excited. I will absolutely want to jump into that story and experience absolutely messed up scenarios. The other game that I want to talk about is Dragon Quest 1, 2, and 3 HD 2D Remake. Now, if you're looking at this, you probably recall the style from like Octopath Traveler, where they got like these 2D sprites, but in this 3D world where like the lighting has been upgraded and everything. And for me, I'm a huge JRPG fan, okay? I'm ready for a Dragon Quest release. And I think this is probably the best way that you can remake older games in this style, period, for any like modern system. The only issue that I have with this is the price for just one of these games is a full $60. Now you might be like, but Muda, it's a great game. Yeah, it is. It's awesome. If you ever played the original Dragon Quest 3, and I've played these games on older emulators, they're like 20, 25-hour games. They're not like 100-hour epics, okay? So I think the better price probably should have been if they released 1, 2, and 3 for $60 on these consoles, okay? Then it would have been a definite buy. But for me, I'm excited, but I'm also excited to pick these up on a Steam sale when they're like 40 bucks, okay? Especially down the road. Now, obviously, the next thing over here is Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection. Now, I'm not the biggest fighting game fan, but I'll tell you something right now. You give me a collection of like 6, 7 games, with online support, with like actual unlockable collectibles, everything, I'm probably going to end up buying it just to play this with me and my brother, me and the homies, or against some sweaty fuck on the internet that probably can't wait to demolish me. I think anytime you get a collection like this, especially from Capcom, who made that Mega Man Battle Network collection, which is an absolute banger collection to buy for anybody that's into those games, even though they're Game Boy Advance games, bro, they give you like 6 or 7 of them bundled in with a bunch of extra stuff on top of it. So I think this is great. I think it's awesome. I think it's absolutely something I want to get my hands on, even though I'm not a big fighting fan. Bro, you give me a whole bunch of these games, it's a banger deal right there. So the next game is Super Mario Party, and if you ever want to play a game franchise that makes you hate your friends, this is the franchise, okay? Now, me and my homies, the last Mario Party game we were playing were on the GameCube through the emulator over NetPlay, and if you ever just want to have a great time, and by great time, I mean absolutely want to kill your friendships, play these games. They're absolutely amazing at doing that, okay? Your crappiest friend at rank 4, okay, the lowest rank in the game, can immediately, by the stroke of actual luck, divine intervention by God, can absolutely get to the first rank and completely yoink the victory out of somebody that's actually been trying hard. No, in reality, get a couple beers, get your homies, and play some Mario Party. And this is Super Mario Party Jamboree, which has like a whole bunch of old and new content. It looks great. It looks fun. And I can't wait to actually play this with the friends. Hopefully locally at my house, but thankfully with the internet, you can actually play this with your homies all across the world, which is a lot better than playing the GameCube version where shit desyncs and people get unfair advantages all the time. So yeah, Mario Party game, awesome stuff. Now, the next thing I really want to talk about before I cream over Metroid is Mario and Luigi Brothership. Boys, you know one of my favorite games ever on the Game Boy Advance was Mario Superstar Saga, which, these are like Mario and Luigi RPG games, like full RPG stuff. And I absolutely love those games on the Game Boy Advance. And to see actual like styles of that being replicated on the Switch is beautiful. And now this shows me the Switch and the fact that they had to go on cell shading, because if you look at the textures, it is absolutely not the best looking game. So clearly we're at the end of the Switch lifespan. Every developer is really relying on art styles to make their games pop. And this game absolutely pops. Now this game's even half as good as the Game Boy Advance RPGs. We're all buying, bro. This is like game of the year, basically. It has absolutely great style. It actually reminds me of like Ni no Kunai because of the cell shading. So I'm excited to play this. I'm excited to get my hands on some JRPG goodness. But then again, the next bit of game we've got is Mario Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom. Now, I like me a Zelda game, and I like the fact that Zelda games have like differing styles usually between every release. So this is a game where you play as Princess Zelda, and they've got a whole new slew of gameplay, a whole new, I think, crafting system brought into this specifically for Zelda, new styles of combat. Ultimately, this is an actual like top-down Zelda game with the visual style that I think Link's Awakening, the remaster, had, which is like, basically where it almost feels like you're in a diorama world with like actual traditional proper lighting that like, lights the entire scene. So it feels like, you're kind of just looking at this, almost one-to-one recreation of the Zelda world, like on a table in front of you as it's being lit by natural sunlight. Brilliant stuff. Absolutely excited to see this game play out, and really excited to actually play the gameplay with it too. Because I think what they've shown here is going to add new complexities to entire puzzles, the combat, and that's one of the reasons why I like these Zelda games. Because honestly, I kind of look at them like, the Final Fantasy franchise, where like if you play through Final Fantasy 1 all the way to like 16, there are differing gameplay, especially towards that PlayStation era onwards, where it really feels like you're genuinely playing new mechanics, sometimes experimental, every time with the new iteration. It actually breathes a fresh air into playing these games, especially if you're playing a Final Fantasy game back to back, the whole franchise, which I've done. And because of the actual constantly evolving gameplay and the experiments that they do, you can actually play it without completely burning out. Versus something like Yakuza, which is like fighting games all the way up until, Yakuza Like a Dragon and then beyond. But yeah, super excited to play me some Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom. I think that it is, probably not going to be the big banger that, Tears of the Kingdom is. But, when has anybody ever played a bad Legend of Zelda game? So, okay, now that we've jerked off everything else sufficiently, I want to play this whole thing in full with you guys as Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, because it is better than I expected. Now, to give you an idea about the Metroid Prime 4 development hell, literally for the last several years, this game has basically been just up in the air. Like, whether it'll actually get made. From time to time, Nintendo years ago was like, we're working on it. They showed like one image of it, and it wasn't enough to, I guess, really satiate us. Like, whatever, you showed a logo of Metroid Prime 4. Who gives a shit? Today, they actually showed fucking gameplay for this. So I want to show this to you guys real quick, because it is genuinely good looking. So it starts off Cosmic Year 20X9 Galactic Federation Research Facility. And again, what you're about to see here is like apparently actual footage of the game, not a cutscene, not CGI. Like, and you can tell it's not CGI because of the fact that it's going to transition to gameplay, and you can see some of the, errors and some of the cutbacks they had to do. So it's 60 frames a second, like actual 60 FPS. It cuts to Samus's visor right here, and boom, gameplay ready to go. And you can see like the texture work, if you look really closely and up the resolution, it is not the best looking game. Like, obviously it's not, the most highly textured environment, but like I said, a lot of these late stage Switch games rely so much on art style in order to actually convey high-end, high-fidelity graphics, because of the fact that this is, like literally like 9-year-old hardware. Like, this is the Tegra chipset that literally is just too old at this point. So yeah, they showed this footage here. They're walking around, and you got the classic Z targeting, like actual full combat. You can see so much stuff is happening in the background. Like, and again, you know, stuff breaks over here. You can see actual cutbacks to visuals. Like, there's probably less reflections, I've noticed, just because those are expensive to really render. And again, you know, they blow up this little hole. You can see a little bit of that stuttering as they're switching to the morph ball. And yeah, it's a fully explorable area. Like, it is literally the Metroid Prime 4 that I think everyone was like hoping for. You know what I mean? And it is here in its, you know, complete glory. Like, you can actually get into it. They switched to a cutscene here. You can see like new big baddie, everything. This is Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. And they showcase the next stage of the world, which again, so much of this is literally art style, where they have to rely on, again, the artistic teams versus traditional rendering methods, right? That just normally get thrown in. So again, yeah, beautiful looking game. Absolutely gorgeous. And the thing about it is, people are speculating, bro, is this the new Switch 2? I don't think they'll ever launch a Nintendo Switch 2 with a Metroid as a launch game. Remember, this is like the redheaded stepchild of the fucking Metroid, or of like the Nintendo release schedule. For Nintendo, the top 3 games for them is Mario, Zelda, and Pokemon, okay? That's pretty much what I believe is Nintendo's focus. And this is where I'm going to get a little bit conspiratorial. I think that if they're going to launch the next Switch, it's probably going to be with Pokemon as a launch title. Like, all the development teams are going to do their assists and make sure that the next Pokemon game, the open world tradition that it's going to carry on, looks like a banger. Because with the Switch 2 being coming out and the rumors that apparently it's about as strong as a PS4 base, they're probably going to make this thing look as awesome and the world look as lively as they can, just to impress everyone across the board. Now, that's tinfoil hat stuff, because they could easily just copy paste and all the Nintendo kiddies will buy. But I really do think that they'll probably use Pokemon as the, you know, starting point for the next Nintendo console. And again, one of the things to while it all back to Metroid Prime 4, like, as cool as this announcement is, it's such a missed opportunity that Nintendo is not dropping the Metroid Prime trilogy. Now, this is an actual, like, trilogy that is not sold anymore by Nintendo. It used to be sold on the Wii U as far as I'm considering, but, like, the Wii U is dead, those legacy consoles are gone, and this isn't available on the Switch. Now, if you try to buy this shit right now on the internet, you can literally see that they are selling this for like $229, like new, okay? Like new, basically. One of them has like the plastic sleeve has a slight damage. $350. Like, it is what, it's a very priced game. And again, it's because it's rare, this is the third-party market, and honestly, even going to eBay, it's not much better. The original Wii version is like $144. Now, if you own this game, like I do, you can actually back it up to your PC, and using an emulator known as Prime Hack, you can actually emulate Metroid Prime 2 and 3, because remember, Prime Remastered is available on the Switch. Very, very good remaster. But 2 and 3 aren't. So if you have Prime Hack, you can play 2 and 3 as if they were native PC releases right now, okay? Full FOV customization, ultra-wide, 60 frames, complete remapped controls to keyboard and mouse. It is as close to the PC version as you're ever gonna get. And it's all available right now thanks to emulation. Now again, if Nintendo allowed us to buy the Metroid Prime trilogy on the Switch, if they dropped this shit on the Switch, shadow dropped it, I'd be playing it right now. But they haven't. So anyways, ladies and gentlemen, all things considered, yeah, it's a great day. Metroid Prime 4 finally has gameplay shown, and it's coming out 2025. And this is going to sound kind of cap for some of y'all, but I'm more excited about this than I am even GTA 6, because I've been waiting for Metroid Prime 4 for so long, and to finally see gameplay, it is blowing me away a little bit. It looks great. It actually is amazing. And it kind of almost puts a tear in my eyes, because I think about Metroid Prime, and I've been waiting for it, you know, with one of my most longtime beloved friends, Mario, for a long time. Like, we've been talking about this game. We've been disappointed together every year when Nintendo wasn't announcing it. And literally, I remember we looked at the entire post and we're like, oh, they posted a picture of Metroid Prime 4 on the social media. It probably is going to come out, you know, 2027 maybe. But it's great to see that finally we got to see a trailer and some gameplay. And goddamn, it brings back so many memories. Like, literally reading Haunted Gaming Creepypasta's SAX Infection. You know, even recording the footage for that game, for that creepypasta video, all the way to finally now. Like, we've been together for so long, like, as a community, that finally we've seen the end of some of these troubled development games. But yeah, man, great day. Nintendo had a banger event. And I think the star show for me was Metroid Prime 4. So, ladies and gentlemen, do yourself a favor. Have a great rest of the day. And if you're a Nintendo fan, well, today is one of the first videos you're getting out of me where I'm actually not cussing this company out, because when it comes to gaming, Nintendo definitely takes the cake, all right? They definitely make software absolutely worth buying. That said, though, ladies and gentlemen, if you like what you saw, please like, comment, and subscribe. Just like it if you dislike it, I am out.